Hey guys, so I've had a thought God's put on my heart that I wanted to share, and it is that joy can't be manufactured. So there's so many thoughts rushing through my mind. I'm trying to condense it all because I'm not really good at condensing things but basically, there's nothing that we can do outwardly or alone that can produce joy, alone or outwardly. Outwardly, for example, if we're working out and we're trying to get bigger and stronger or more toned, or we're on a certain diet to lean up, or makeup, or things that we can buy, have an awesome car, you could have the greatest car in the world, you could have the greatest hair in the world, you could be the most beautiful person in the world, outwardly. You could have the most expensive things, the most sought after things materially, and looks wise, physically, the most attractive, and that is not going to guarantee that you're going to have joy, and it's not going to produce joy in you either. And it's the same with what we ingest and what we put into ourselves as well. So what we drink, what we eat, whether it's really healthy, whether it's something like alcohol or drugs like a synthetic high, the things that physically that we put into ourselves, they're not going to produce joy either. And it's literally it's the fruits of the spirit, are joy, love, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. That's Galatians 5 verse 22 to 23. Joy comes from God. Happiness is one thing, joy is another, and God gives us joy, which it's fullness of joy, it's an everlasting joy. It's something that won't leave us. Even if something really horrible happens, our joy can't be taken away. Yes, we can feel still upset and sadness and things like that, but there's this joy still inside of us that can't be stolen or taken away. And I can't do things that are going to guarantee, I can't manufacture joy for my children. I can be the best that I can be for them, or even if you're me being a friend to someone else, or me being a good daughter or a good sister, or whatever it is. Me personally, I can't make someone full with joy. I can't do that. Maybe some things that I do can bring joy to people, some actions, but I can't give them an everlasting joy that's going to fill them up all the time, kind of thing. There's just a few verses. There's lots of verses about joy in the Bible, but just a few that I've got. Psalm 16 verse 11. You make known the path of life in your presence. There is fullness of joy. Psalm 4 verse 7. You have put more joy in my heart than they have when their grain and wine abound. That's just another example of others think, oh yeah, if I have more of this or more of that, or if I could be there or have that or get that or be like that or look like that, whatever it is, then I will feel that, I'll feel that joy, that satisfaction that you're not lacking for anything else. But the thing is, we can't do that for ourselves. Jesus is the one who gives us fullness. He came to give us life and fullness of life, and true joy and peace, no one or nothing else can give. And God created us to be filled with his love and his joy and his peace. So we have this emptiness, or this hole, or whatever you want to call it, this part inside of us that needs to be filled with that. And no matter what we put into ourselves or do for ourselves, besides reaching out for God, inviting him in to be able to do that for us, fill us, and with joy and peace and love, and give us the things that we need, and not in a tacky, corny way either. Like, this is real. Like, yeah, it's indescribable. It's not like, yeah, joy, peace, love, rainbow, lollipops. It's not. It's like life, and life to the fullest, as Jesus said, like true life, and something you can't put a finger on, because you can't put a finger on it. It's something more. And yeah, it's him. It's Jesus. And yeah, these are the things that he can give us, and no one and nothing else. So like, we strive for things in life so often, like, oh, if I could just be as strong as this, if I could just have that one thing or those few things, if I could just have been able to travel there, if I could just be able to be with this person, like, no one and nothing else is going to give us what God can give us. And yeah, on another verse, John 15 verse 11, these things I have spoken to you, so that you may have my joy, and the joy, and my joy may be in you, that you may have joy, that your joy may be full. Sorry. These things I have spoken to you, that my joy may be in you, and that your joy may be full. So yeah, I just wanted to share that, because it's just so true. If I think about anything, all things that I think about, like physically, our clothes, makeup, hair, like, we can just, we can have it all. We can have it all. That's why there are literally people with nothing and they still have genuine smiles on their face and can be filled with joy, true joy. And people who have everything materially possible and the same thing, or the most beautiful looking people in the world, or people who are surrounded by others, or like have like a big family, or they're in a relationship, or whatever it is. Like, we can't manufacture joy. We cannot. God can only give us that true joy. And yeah, I just encourage you guys to reach out for that with him. Like, if you've never tried, what is there to lose, Like, if you're feeling down and out, again, like, nothing's going to change. Like, if you think nothing's going to happen, then you're no better off, or worse off, sorry. There's a chance you might be better off, so why not reach out for that? And yeah, like, if you don't believe, or you're skeptical or whatever, like, if you genuinely do seek God, it says in his word, you will find him. Genuinely, if you seek him with all your heart, you will find him. And if you're skeptical, but you genuinely just want to see, like, you're like, all right, well, I don't really believe it, or it sounds too good to be true, or it just sounds like a load of whatever, not right, not true, but you're willing to genuinely seek him and like give him a chance, then why not? Hey, like, not just why not, but you will be better off. Like, I can guarantee that, because it's not a guarantee coming from me. It's a promise that is in his word, and it's coming from him, not me. But yeah, I just really wanted to share it, because I feel like there's so many more thoughts that I can't really quite articulate within a certain amount of time. I could just go on and have conversations about it, but just that one thought, like, joy cannot be manufactured, and God is the giver of joy, and everlasting and fullness of joy and life and love and peace and all of that, but like for real. And yeah, he's so good, eh? He's just, he really does. And he's the one that fills us, and he's the one that can fill us, and it is an attainable thing because of him. And yeah, I'd just love to see more people filled with joy. You know, when your friend or someone, like your child or your other half or whatever, whoever it is, and your heart just goes out to them so much, and you just want to take their pain away or give them joy or fill them with joy, but it's not in your power to do that. Like, you might search for the words or a gift or something, like whatever it is, like to give them. And even if something that you do or give might bring joy for a moment, it's not everlasting. But God can do that, and all you need to do is pray, and pray is just literally talking to him. And if you genuinely and wholeheartedly do that, he will meet you where you're at, and he will, because it's his promise. But yeah,